So yesterday we talked about Saturn and it's how it's the ruling planet for the number 8. And we talked more about the malefic side of Saturn, which it is known as a malefic planet. And I feel like the focus was too much on the malefic aspects of it. So I wanted to balance that out today with more of a focus on the benefic side of Saturn. So I want y'all to join me today as I dive into the positive aspect of Saturn for the Enneagram type 8s. And I'm going to challenge myself to find the hidden power and the purpose in this fascinating planet. So when we think about the Enneagram 8, we often associate them, uh, also known as the potentate, we associate them with powerful, confident, and assertive individuals who are not afraid to take control. But did you know that these traits are deeply connected to the planet Saturn, which represents discipline, responsibility, and authority? So, as we explore the Enneagram 8 personality type and its relationship with Saturn, we'll uncover those hidden dynamics that shape their approach to power and purpose. So, the connection between Enneagram 8 and Saturn is rooted in their fundamental desire to be in control and to protect themselves and others. So, this need for control stems from a deep seated fear of being hurt or vulnerable. And this drives them to develop a strong sense of self resilience and independence. So Saturn, as the planet of authority and responsibility, resonates with this drive and it amplifies that natural assertiveness and confidence. So your potentates are known for their bold and fearless attitude, which often stems from their ability to tap into Saturn's energy. And by embracing Saturn's lessons, they can develop a more constructive approach to power and they can use it to empower themselves and others rather than just dominating or controlling them. So this is a powerful distinction as it can help the Enneagram 8s avoid common pitfalls like aggression, manipulation, or exploitation. So as we dive deeper into this connection between the Enneagram 8s and Saturn, we'll explore how this planet's theme can actually support their personal growth and development. And by acknowledging the positive aspects of Saturn, I feel we can unlock the full potential of these powerful individuals and help them find a more authentic sense of purpose and fulfillment. So, one of the most significant challenges that the Enneagram 8s face is their tendency to struggle with authority figures and institutions. They may rebel against rules and conventions, seeing them as restrictive or oppressive. And this can lead to conflicts with their parents, with their teachers, with their bosses, which can be damaging to their relationships and personal growth. So, Saturn's energy can exacerbate this struggle, making the Enneagram 8 more resistant to authority or more prone to taking control in unhealthy ways. So, this resistance to authority often stems from a fear of feeling trapped or limited. And this can lead to Enneagram 8 to push against the boundaries or to challenge the status quo. And while this drive for independence can be beneficial, it can also create conflicts and power struggles that are detrimental to the relationships and personal growth. So, by recognizing the positive aspects of Saturn, Enneagram 8 can learn to harness their energy more constructively, using it to empower themselves and others rather than just resisting authority for the sake of resisting authority. So, Enneagram 8s may also struggle with feelings of anger, resentment, or frustration, which can be intense and overwhelming. So, Saturn's energy can amplify these emotions, and it'll make them more prone to outbursts or aggressive behavior. So, however, by acknowledging the root causes of these emotions, Enneagram 8s can learn to channel them more constructively, using their energy to fuel positive change and personal growth. Another common challenge for Enneagram 8s face is their tendency to dominate and control others. And they often do this unconsciously because it's just who they are. They're dominant and they're controlling. So this can stem from a deep-seated fear of being vulnerable or powerless, and this drives them to take control of situations. So what can happen is, once again, Saturn's energy is going to exacerbate this. So basically, Saturn is often basically an amplifier to everything that the Type 8 potentate is. It's going to exacerbate this behavior. It's going to lead to them being manipulative, coercive, and exploitative. And by recognize the positive aspects of Saturn, the Enneagram 8 can balance their need to control with a deeper sense of empathy and respect for others. So the Enneagram 8 may also struggle with feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. And this can be masked by their confident exterior. So you wouldn't even know that these feelings are going on underneath them. Even if you look at the planet Saturn, it looks confident. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't know what's really going on underneath it. So Saturn's energy once again is going to amplify these feelings, making them more prone to self-criticism and self-doubt. However, by acknowledging the positive aspects of Saturn, Enneagram 8s can learn to develop a more compassionate and realistic sense of self, and they can use that energy to fuel their personal growth and self-awareness. So as we explore all of these challenges that the Enneagram 8 face, it's essential to recognize that these struggles are deeply connected to their relationship with authority, control, and personal power. So, by examining these dynamics, we can uncover the underlying fears and the desires that drive their behavior and find ways to support their personal growth and development. And one of the most significant benefits of embracing Saturn's lessons is the development of discipline and resilience. So, Enneagram 8s are naturally driven individuals, and by tapping into Saturn's energy, they can focus more constructively, using it as a fuel for their passions and their goals. And this can help them develop a stronger sense of purpose and direction as they learn to channel that energy more efficiently. So Saturn's energy can also help the Enneagram 8s develop a greater sense of responsibility and accountability. And by recognizing the impact that their actions have on others, they can learn to take ownership of their decisions and develop a more empathetic approach to relationships. And this can help them build stronger, more meaningful connections with others as they learn to balance their need for control and a deeper sense of empathy and respect. Furthermore, Saturn's energy can help Enneagram 8s develop a more realistic sense of self, recognizing both their strengths and their weaknesses. And this can help them develop a more humble and compassionate approach to themselves and others as they learn to acknowledge their vulnerabilities and limitations. So, as the Enneagram 8s develop these key traits, they'll begin to unlock their full potential, using their natural confidence and assertiveness to empower themselves and others. And by embracing Saturn's lessons, they can find a more authentic sense of purpose and fulfillment, using their energy to drive positive change and personal growth. So, one key insight that emerges from this exploration is that the Enneagram 8s have a profound capacity for growth and transformation. And by acknowledging the positive aspects of Saturn, They can tap into a deeper sense of power, of purpose and direction, using their energy to fuel their passions and their goals. And this can help them develop a stronger sense of self awareness and personal identity as they learn to balance their need for control with a deeper sense of empathy and respect. So, as as the Enneagram 8 integrates all of Saturn's lessons, they'll begin to recognize the value of discipline, resilience, responsibility in their overall personal growth and development. They'll learn to harness their power constructively. They'll use it to empower themselves and others rather than dominating or controlling them. And I know I sound like a broken record, but it- this domination and this control is so unconscious to the eight that they have to be constantly reminded that they're doing it, and to just make sure that you can't really necessarily turn it off, but to make sure that they're balancing it out with all these different forces. So they'll eventually learn to harness their power more constructively and use it to empower themselves and others rather than dominating and controlling them. And this can lead to a profound personal growth and fulfillment as they find a more authentic sense of purpose and direction. So in summary, Enneagram 8s have a unique relationship with Saturn, which represents authority, responsibility, and personal power. And by embracing Saturn's lessons, they can develop a more constructive approach to power, using it to empower themselves and others rather than dominating and controlling them. And this can lead to profound personal growth and fulfillment as they find a more authentic sense of purpose and direction. So, thank you for joining me on this exploration of the positive aspects of Saturn for Enneagram 8. I'd love to hear about your experiences with Saturn and the Enneagram in the comments below. Be sure to check out my other videos on personality types, Enneology, astrology, and let's continue the conversation. And for those who are type 8s, check out this next video that talks about the type 8 potentate and who they are and what they're all about.